Alright, here we go again. Whew! That's how I feel, Phoenix. That was a close one. We were saved by a hair. That's all that counts. I thought seriously about going home about 3 times during the trial. Me too.
Really? You both seem so confident.
Ha! Maybe I should take up a career at acting. I was ready to pronounce you dead about 3 times back there.
Me too. Dead?
Ho ho, of course we're kidding.
Are you sure?
I wasn't kidding. Now, Mr. Powers, we have to go make our final investigation. But I promise you, we'll find the true killer by tomorrow's trial.
Right, thanks, Sniff.
If I just went on a couple of minutes longer yesterday, I would have gotten to the to be continued part. Alright. So, I knew another investigation was coming up, I just really wasn't looking forward to doing it. Alright, let's see what happens. October 19th, Wright & Co. Law Offices. That was a close one, huh, Mia?
Really? Too bad. I'm sorry I missed it.
Maya?
So, what happened?
Well, I think I've got a pretty good idea of who did it. Now all I need is a motive and proof.
Wow, good going, Nick.
Under the initial trial system, tomorrow is the last day we have.
Initial trial? What's that?
That's the new court system they introduced 2 or 3 years ago. They had so many cases in the system, they decided to speed up the whole process.
So under that system, trials have to end in 3 days?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, we've no time to waste. So let's waste some time. I don't get it, Maya. Oh, phone vibrated. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume?
What? You mean Mr. Hammer was wearing the costume?
Yeah.
But Mr. Hammer was the victim, Nick. Why would he go through the trouble of stealing it?
That's what we have to find out. The director's alibi.
What happened with the director's testimony?
Well, it's pretty clear the producer and the director were both in the trailer.
Huh?
Which means that the killer has to be one of them.
Really? Why?
Because the real scene of the crime was Studio 2, where that trailer is.
What?
Was Maya always this excitable? Well, have you noticed anything that might help us?
I can't see what's going on when Mia is here. So no, I haven't noticed anything.
Right.
Maybe we should go talk to WP.
WP Powers, right. Well, you said to talk to Mr. Powers, so October 19th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room.
Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears?
Wow, Nick, you must have really wowed him in there.
And could you wipe that grin off your face?
Hey, WP, only 1 day left. Let's make it count.
Yes. Though there's not really anything I can do to help.
Ha ha ha, I'm not really sure what I can do either.
Please, this is no laughing matter.
Let's talk to Mr. Powers.
Could you tell me more about Miss Vasquez?
Oh, the producer. She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius, yeah.
A genius?
She's been at Global Studios for 5 years now. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days.
Why is that?
Ever since she came on board, we've had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. It's all shiny. Oh, and
And what?
Nothing. Forget it. I've only heard rumors anyhow.
Can you tell me anything about Mr. Manila?
Oh, he used to be a minor straight-to-video director, but something in his work caught Vasquez's eye. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him. Now everyone knows the name Salmonella. I hear he's pretty much at her beck and call though. Whenever she says jump, he asks how high and all that.
I can imagine him being at her beck and call, though I can't imagine him jumping.
I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth.
Oh, so you're asking the questions now. In fact, he was my role model when I started in the business. But he just stopped taking on big roles. That's when he began appearing in little productions at Global.
How could he do that? I was really looking forward to a sequel to Samurai Summer.
Do you know, all these movies are exactly the same. It's just the same bullshit with, you know, different samurais. Actually, now that I think about it, that was right when Miss Vasquez came to Global
5 years ago. Is there anything you want to look at? You want to look at a book of yourself? It's pretty cool. Have you seen this, Mr. Powers?
What, that's... I've never seen these Steel Samurais in my life.
These are the Steel Samurais that appear at live shows. A fanboy collected all these pictures himself.
Seeing things like this makes me really think. I mean so much to these kids, you know?
Here's that picture again.
Is that really Jack Hammer inside that suit?
He's the only one who could have been.
But why would he?
Yeah, why?
You're the medium. Why don't you summon up Mr. Hammer's spirit and ask him yourself?
Give me about 3 more years.
Look at us, the 2 novices. Alright, well... check out the guard again. This guard monitors the visitor's room. He seems frozen in awe of Will Powers. The guy looks like he has the same facial expression every single time we've ever met him. But whatever. Okay, let's move on. And we're gonna go to the studio. October 19th, Global Studios main gate. Oh, it's that bitch.
The old windbag sure is quiet today. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick? I think she's broken.
Yeah?
I bet we could even eat those donuts in the guard station if we wanted.
You eat, you die.
Whoa, she's alive!
I was wondering about Dee Vasquez, the producer.
Oh, the studio bigwigs love her. So she always gets her way.
She seems bitter.
Do you not like the producer?
Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her, so sorry.
Can I ask you about Salmonella, the director?
Sal is soft, a pushover, does whatever Vasquez tells him to. She treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it.
Huh? Why would anyone like being treated like dirt? That doesn't make any sense, does it, Nick?
No it doesn't, Maya. About Mr. Hammer.
I heard about what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. And poor old Hammer, you drag his star down from the sky and stomp on it, calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget this.
Uh-oh, she's really pissed this time.
You listen to me, whippersnapper. My poor old Hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal Mr. Powers' costume so he could sneak by me? He would never stoop so low. It's impossible.
Alright. Is there anything you want to look at? Probably not. You want to look at the photo again? Mrs. Oldbag.
What? Get that filth out of my sight. You're claiming there's poor old Hammer in there, and I thought you was such an innocent youth. Brah.
Right, so we're gonna move around a little bit more. To go outside Studio 1.
Think back, Nick, to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the Steel Samurai costume, then he left from here to go to Studio 2?
Right.
But why? I wonder if someone called him, like the director or the producer.
You know, I was about to call you stupid, Maya, and then I was like, you know what? You got a point. Should I look at anything around here? I feel like I've checked all this stuff out before. The mascot of Global Studios. Apparently its name is Mr. Monkey. Yes, that's all very well and good. Thank you very much, Ace. October 19th, Studio 2 entrance.
Hey, Nick, it's Miss Vasquez. Hello? Hello?
Maya, you should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently.
Excuse me. Mr. Hammer came here on the day of the murder and...
Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you.
Do something, Nick. She's really ticking me off.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh me, oh my. Oh, what shall we ever do? This lady is straight evil.
Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai.
I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai.
You did it. Nick, she did it. She's the killer. My fey blood speaks to me. I know it. I know it.
Oh dear. I was wondering if you could tell me about Mr. Manila. If you must talk about that man, perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer? By yourselves? Oh dear. Okay. She's not even looking. Okay, hey, you look.
Why are you showing that to me, Nick?
Is there anything? I'm just gonna try showing you everything. Not even looking. Okay. Like this camera? It's nice. Okay, fine. Let's go into the trailer. Studio 2 trailer.
Wasn't the assistant cleaning up yesterday? Funny, it still seems pretty messy in here.
Yeah, I guess Penny probably did it. Ah, so the same as before. Oh, look at this. This is where they had that meeting. There are documents and paper cups scattered around. It looks like they were designing a set to use for the Steel Samurai. They've got some figures for how much the set costs. I can't believe they spend that much money on those sets. Yeah, we've already been through all here and done all this. Let's check these posters.
Wow, it's been years since I saw that show. It was one of those typical samurai romance stories, but it was great.
A typical summer romance with a samurai on a horse. I feel like I already got this dialogue from her.
Oh my god. That movie was the best, about a samurai who sings his way.
Yeah, I remember this. Alright. Nothing of interest in here. Yeah, you're not very helpful, Mrs. Vasquez. Let's see if there's anything I can look at. No, we're not going for a drive. Yes, I have an attorney badge. I've already ascertained all this.
I don't know. I'm getting this funny feeling. Something about this just feels odd, you know?
Can't say that I do. I've already done this. Yep. There's a big 2 painted here. So this is the number in Cody's photograph. And to think, if he hadn't brought that photograph in.
Don't get all teary-eyed yet.
There's some flowers here.
Wow, so pretty. They're taking good care of these.
Don't get too close. That fence looks dangerous. There's where Miss Vasquez impales her opponents. Of course. And then let's move to the main gate. And then I'm gonna move to the employee area.
I guess they're not filming today either. I did want to see them filming just one time.
This trial will be over and done by tomorrow. You can come see them film later.
I guess. This is where you found that bottle of sleeping pills, right?
Uh-huh.
I wonder if there's any other clues lying around.
Yeah. No touching. Eek. Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you.
Didn't mean I almost had a heart attack.
I guess I can be a little dramatic at times. I suppose it's the actor in me.
Dramatique indeed.
Ahem. Anyway, I'm here to examine the plate on the table.
Wait, are you looking for sleeping pills?
Yeah, pal.
Traces thereof. The plate.
So you're looking for traces of sleeping pills. How?
For a thorough examination, I gotta take the plate back to the precinct. But I have the capabilities to make a cursory examination right here. Our science guy gave me some testing solution. This reacts to these sleeping pills. See? If there's traces, it'll change color.
Wow, neat. Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for?
Now, everything in due time, pal. Well, the testing solution on the plate changed color, alright.
Look at you, Dick. Dick on the case. So the food on this plate had been laced with sleeping pills.
Looks like it.
Steak plate added to the court record. How goes your investigation?
To tell the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers. And some people think we should switch suspects.
What do you think, Detective Gumshoe?
Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kind of bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though.
How is Edgeworth doing anyways?
Mr. Edgeworth is out of control. He was in the waiting room and he crushed this paper cup with hot coffee in it. Whoa. Talk about burns, pal.
Whoa, the fury of Edgeworth.
Yeah, crushing paper cups. Cups. Bottles? Say, whatever happened with that empty bottle?
Oh, the bottle of sleeping pills? Well, I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim jackhammer's prints on the bottle.
So that means...
Yep, sounds like the one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim.
So I was right. Sleeping pill bottle added to the court record. Maybe you could take a couple look at some things from me, Dick. I'm guessing I know as much about that as you do, pal. I eat nothing. Yep, I eat nothing. I don't know, this is... I'm sorry, Dick. I'm just gonna keep shoving everything in your face. Yeah. Well, don't go telling anyone this, pal, but I was kind of impressed at today's trial, too. Most lawyers would have given up after that director's testimony. I think if I'd been in anyone but you up there, Powers would be done by now. Well, thank you very much, Detective, about that bottle. Oh, that. Talk about embarrassing, pal. I can't believe I missed that on my first sweep for evidence. Don't know how I can apologize to Mr. Edgeworth.
It must be tough being a detective with all that responsibility.
Oh, I thank you. I'm glad somebody understands me. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's go to the dressing room.
Oh, hello.
What are you doing here?
Just cleaning the dressing room, I was. WP won't be using it anymore, I guess.
What? Why? But WP's innocent.
Grateful for all you've done, I am. But last episode of the Steel Samurai this week it is.
What?
No.
I was wondering if I could ask you about Mr. Hammer.
Yes?
On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2.
Huh? I thought he went to Studio 1.
He stole the Steel Samurai costume too.
What? Mr. Hammer do something like that, why would he? Oh. The rumor must be true then, I guess.
The rumor?
Yeah. Some kind of hold on hammer Miss Vasquez did. Dirt on him she had. Apparently anything he would do.
Some dirt? What's dirt?
Bad stuff, you know. The dirt.
I know what dirt means.
5 years ago about they were filming a movie starring Hammer. New crew at the Studio 2 they were using. Accident happened during the film, it did. Never again they used Studio 2. Left the film set the way it was, they did.
The film set? Was that trailer part of the film set then?
What do you mean, the last Steel Samurai?
A bit of a shock it is. Nothing can be done to save it now. Mr. Hammer's death also signed the death warrant of the Steel Samurai, it did. No. Here the Global Studios is going to change its programming, I hear. Not going to make kid shows anymore, they are.
What?
Why? No, not I do. Sad it is.
Why aren't they going to make kid shows anymore?
Bigwigs want Steel Samurai around no longer. Forget all this ever happened, they want. You understand? Quiet, they want it.
How can they just do that? What about all the kids who love the Steel Samurai?
Okay, it is. Kids will be fine, I'm sure. They'll find a new hero to follow. Me, Penny.
No, that can't be true. If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. Nick, say something.
Yes. I think evidence rather than words is called for here. Here, take a look at this.
And this is...
A fan collected all of these photographs. The kids love the Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't be canceled just so some adults can save face. I would think you would understand that better than anyone.
Right you are.
Okay.
Can I do what I can? Use the Force.
Well, for starters, you could tell me something. Tell me what it is that Global Studios is so intent on hiding. Tell me about this incident 5 years ago.
Okay.
Well, that was easier than expected, especially for this game. And I sip. Could you tell us what happened 5 years ago?
What I've heard I can tell you. 5 years ago, apparently someone died. Mr. Hammer's fault it was.
Someone died?
An accident, of course it was. Anyway, Miss Vasquez managed to hush it up, she did.
And that's the dirt she had on Mr. Hammer.
And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Miss Vasquez asked him to do. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public?
Mr. Hammer was a big star back then, you know. Afraid of what would happen to his career, he was.
I see.
Miss Oldbag knows more of this than I. Back at the studios today, she was.
Thanks, we'll try asking her, if she'll talk. Do you like sleeping pills? What's that? An empty bottle of sleeping pills? With Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it.
Confused I really am now.
Move to the employee area, then we're gonna move and talk to Mrs. Oldbag.
What? You're still slinking around? If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me?
The old windbag doesn't look so good.
Everybody's doing their darndest to forget Hammer. Who do they think made Global Studios what it is today? Hammer. It's all due to Hammer.
She's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance.
I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago.
Hey, who told? Who did you hear that from? Nichols?
Nichols?
Nichols. Nick. Penny Nichols. That assistant we talked to.
Oh, I was kind of confused. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the accident. It was during the filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he?
Whippersnappers? Dredging up old dirt on someone's past like that, and the recently departed no less. I suppose you think this is fun?
No, I'm doing my job to protect Mr. Powers.
You claim that Hammer stole Powers' costume? You expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof?
Proof that Hammer stole the Powers costume? Huh. I do have proof. I'm sorry, Miss Oldbag, but I do have proof. I can prove that Mr. Hammer stole Powers' costume. Because you see... Here's my proof.
What? What's a little empty bottle supposed to prove?
It's a bottle of sleeping pills with Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it.
What does that prove? I'm sure old Hammer had some sleepless nights. Where's your proof that he used those pills on Powers?
Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct?
Well, yes. So?
This is the plate that he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on the plate.
I see. Poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul.
Miss Oldbag?
Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in.
Miss Oldbag.
You're right. 5 years ago, the studio, that was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. She has ties to the mafia. She silenced the paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio.
I see.
But you have to understand, poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone.
Miss Oldbag.
Hold on a minute.
Poor Miss Oldbag.
Here, take this.
A photograph? Wait a second. This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2?
Hammer was supposed to fight with the bad guy on the top of those stairs there. He pushed the other actor, and the man fell onto the flower box fence.
But how did you get this?
It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it.
I understand. 5-year-old photo added to the court record. Okay, so then I guess we're gonna go, you know, potentially get ourselves killed by fucking with the mafia lady. She's not even looking.
Where?
What?
Where did you get that?
Well...
Old bag?
Old...
She means the security lady, Miss Oldbag, Nick.
Right, anyway. Miss Vasquez, you hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer.
The wind.
Uh-huh.
It's gotten stronger, don't you think? The wind. Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more inside the trailer.
No, she went inside the trailer.
You came. Well then, what was that you were talking about?
Why is she so eager to talk all of a sudden? Miss Vasquez, you were using that accident? You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kid shows for petty change.
So I'm a blackmailer now.
Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident, but you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star.
Oh, I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of its own accord.
But you were the cause. You pressured him. And to think it was just an accident.
Excuse me? What is this all about? You keep saying accident, accident. How are you so sure?
What do you mean?
Must I spell everything out for you? Think, what would it be if it wasn't an accident?
No. No way. You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose?
That is what I mean.
Where's your proof? Can you prove it?
Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? And I ran him hard, believe you me.
But the security lady said it was an accident.
Oh, well, she was a big fan of Hammer's, you see. She jumped on the reporter who brought that studio into the photo. She wrenched it out of his hand, she did. Gave him a few bruises, too.
So that's why she had the photo.
She's an old fool. Of course, all the reporter would need is the negatives. He would have made a copy. But he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me. Now.
What? This is valuable evidence.
Boys?
Who are they?
Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. What do you think? Would you like to be erased?
What?
The trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll live to miss it.
Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Why should D. Vasquez care about it at all?
I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, erase away.
No.
Hold it right there. I heard everything, pal. D. Vasquez, you're coming down to the precinct with me now. Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then, in court. I'll be looking forward to it. Hey, you okay, pal? Sorry I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing.
Detective Gumshoe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was really scared.
Huh? Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. But was I really doing my job? I couldn't remember exactly what my job was. I just knew that I had stopped the mafia and saved a frog person and some guy named Larry. Larry was a killer.
Detective Gumshoe?
Sorry, it's just I've wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. But did I really want to say that line? I don't really remember what line I said. These are some nice walls. Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon.
And, well, Nick, it looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this.
And who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez. To be continued. Bum bum bum. Well, that was something, you know. Never expected a mafia.